Well, hey everybody, backyard scrapping here, and I just scrapped out, I guess about 20-25 laptops, and I've gotten down to the crappy part, the keyboards. Nobody ever does a video on laptop keyboards, and I can show you why in just a minute. But I figured, I've already done a few, but I figured I would go ahead and make a video and show you all what I'm doing today. I haven't started on that refine yet, simply because it has just been too cold. It's right now sleeting and 28 degrees outside, and it's just, I'm just too old and it's just too cold. So anyway, that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna set this camera up and show you what a pain in the butt these guys are. A lot of people don't even mess with them just exactly for this reason. But anyway, I'll go ahead and get the camera up there and I'll show you what I'm doing. So we'll be back at you in just a few minutes. Okay guys, these are the ones I did already. I actually had two that were not so bad, but these ones that you see rolling up back here, they're actually attached to the metal in the back with glue. They all have these little rubber dudes on them that I take them off. Some people just leave them on. But these have way different things you got to do than a regular keyboard. As you can see, I'm going to have to pop off each key. And like I said, this is probably why a lot of people don't even mess with these. They're very rough on the fingers if you're not careful, because there's a whole bunch of little sharp pieces of aluminum sticking up here. This one's got a mouse in the center. It's a little bit older board. It came off a little bit older computer. And these are actually coming off nice, because I'm getting the bottoms. Most of the time I'm getting the bottoms, the little hingy parts, this part here, when I'm popping them off. Sometimes they stick like that one did. But in general, this one's not bad. The last one was horrible, and that is why I'm making a video. I figured, I think I have one more like that one, so I can show you. I'm not going to bore you to death with sitting here doing this, 100 times. I'm just going to make a little short video here. But this is the pain in the butt part, because like I said, you got to take off every key in order to get to this Mylar. This one's not bad. It's got a loose cover, that can be tossed out. We do have a little, okay, that's the inset mouse. So let's see, this one has a sheet over, so we're going to have to take this, and it's almost like it's riveted. It's not really riveted, it's just like a compression fitting. Now the newer ones aren't as bad as these. This one's a little older. These are the ones that are a pain though. And naturally, they're going to have the best silver on them. But you see, what you have to do is get under there and get this plate out. It's not just opening it up like a regular keyboard and popping off or taking out the Mylar and just separating it. There's a lot more work involved in doing these bad boys. And I've got everything else pretty much broken down. I haven't taken the boards down yet, but I mean, as far as taking stuff off, the RAM and the hard drives and all that crap's out. And the screens are all stripped, which I don't like doing that either, because there's just not a whole lot on them, on the LCDs. But hey, you know, this is what you can get, and sometimes it's all I can get from my computer guy that I pick stuff up from, so I take it. You know, you take what you can get. But this is not fun. Well, it is fun, but not. It's really more of a pain than it's worth. And like I said, a lot of people don't even mess with these bad boys. Okay, so there's that piece. Now we can actually get to the Mylar. So we'll put this over here in the scrap metal pile, which, by the way, I'm probably going to put this stuff on my website, but I've got some scrap, you know, like this metal, and I mean, God rest his soul, Scrapper D passed away. I don't know if some of y'all saw that or not, and he used to run over here once in a while and pick up, you know, I used to save all my scrap and all my metal for him, and he'd come over and pick it up. But now I don't really have anybody. You know, it was still a good ride for him to come over here and do it, but I don't really know anybody to give it to now, locally anyway, or close to me. So I'll have to, maybe I'll put it on the site. If somebody wants it, they can just pay shipping. But I'm not messing with the copper anymore. Only the copper that I'm going to pour. As far as like stripping out the copper off the boards and stuff, I'm not messing with that. I'm not messing with MLCCs, and I already have kind of promised those to somebody. This little guy right here that I'm taking off, this internal mouse, I have never tore into one of these, and it looks to me like it's a real pain in the keister, but there might be a little bit of silver in that, but I'm not going to go after it. So anyhow, there's our back plate. I can go over here. With these guys, I cut this off because it's just a pain. In fact, I started actually doing that on my bigger ones because this has to be burned anyway. So there's no point in even messing with it. And one other thing I do on these is I actually just take my little scraper and real quick go over and scrape these off, because I burn these. This is the best way to do this. You can, I'm going to see if this one will separate. You can separate them and do them like regular keyboard Mylars, but they are usually glued together. They're not you know, they don't just come apart. They're actually glued or stuck together with an adhesive like tape. It's like one is taped to the other. But I'm going to see when we get done doing this, we'll see if that see if this one is like that or not. And the thing about these two is almost every damn keyboard is different. I mean, you can't really get into a good rhythm, because you'll do one that's, you know, takes you 5 minutes to do. You'll do another one. This one up here took me 10-15 minutes to do one keyboard. But like I said, it's cold outside. It's raining and sleeting. It's 28 degrees. So got to do something. Can't just sit in front of the TV all day long. I actually have some pouring to do. I need to get it done, and it's just, like I said, it's one thing, it's just too cold out there. There's no sun out there today. Even if it's 20-30 degrees and I've got some sunshine coming in the lab, you know, it's something to warm you up. But when it's cloudy like this, it's horrible. And we even got a little breeze going on, and that's makes it even worse. Get your chemicals to do anything, because everything's, if it wasn't acid, it'd be frozen. So, okay, and this one actually has 3 little LEDs on them. Now these little LEDs on here that you can pop off, they're like, it's like a glue dot. I don't know if you can see that, but these actually are gold. So I actually pop them off and keep them, because they're, I just, you know, sooner or later I'll have a, I mean, it takes 1 million of these guys to make anything, but that's actually gold in those LEDs. and you can really see it. So we'll put that over there. Now we'll see if this is a glued one, which I believe it is. Right now, if you were to dip this or put this in your nitric, nothing would happen because the silver is inside here, and there's actually two sheets. See if I can find a place to start separating it. I'm going to show you. This is why these are a pain and why most people burn them. Okay, now if I separate this, then you can dip it. You see how that is? And that one came apart easy. Usually they do not come apart that easy. Now this one, you got to burn it. This one, you can do like it is. The silver is exposed. The only thing that's exposed on this side is the dots. The rest of this is under another layer, which you really rarely can only get that one separated. I'm going to see if I can do it. This one's actually cooperating, guys, just for the video. It's cooperating. Most of the time you can't get this one to separate at all. See, but there's actually a dead Mylar film there covering all that. So this was really easy. It's never, you know, like I said, it's just cooperating for the video. For whatever reason, it decided to be nice. But now you could process that like a regular Mylar. But see, it had this over it. And these never come off. I don't know, like I said, I don't know why it came off so easy this time. But that was actually a good one. It was a little slow working on the board, but it actually came out pretty good. So we will stick that under this over here, and we'll get another one. We'll do one more. I think I got one more crappy or two more crappy ones. That might be a little bit newer, so it might not be as bad. But I usually start simply by taking these ends off, because a lot of times these have a wire under them, and if it's a big key like this, it's going to have a wire usually right there, and that many times on some of them it's actually hinged in here, and you have to pop that wire this way and this way to get it off. But this one's not hinged. See, that's what I mean. Every board is different. These have the wire, but they're not hinged. So this last one was hinged, but I already had those off before we started. But see, now this one's being a booger. It's not popping the whole key. So we'll try it in this direction. Yeah. Sometimes you change directions and it'll pop the key easier. You just got to kind of fool with it. But every key like this has to be done. See, and this one's being a booger bear. There, get deep under it. Nope. Let's go ahead and get these big guys off. See those wires? Now the ones on a lot of the older laptops, those have little hooks on them, and they're hooked right to that crap. It's really a pain in the butt to get them off. I've often thought about just piling these keyboards up and selling them, but I don't know anybody that'll buy them right offhand, because they are a lot of work. But on a day like today, it's alright. And these have that little stick-up piece here too, not the rubber, but these little pieces of aluminum. So you got to be real careful. You get one of those up under your fingernail, man, and it hurts. We'll do this one, and then I'll let you guys go. But like I said, this is a lot of two before that under each under each one of these was another little metal one that had to come off after I took the keys off. But that was an old one. But it had, actually, let me see if I can dig it out. See this? It has these little metal guys after the little plastic guys. And that's what I mean. Every single one of these things is different. Seems like no two are alike. Even when you do the same machine, the keyboards are underneath. They may look the same, but underneath they're a little different. See, and that's nice when you get it all in one little pop. But you can tell it's a bad day outside, because I'd much rather be out in the lab right now than farting around with this stuff. But it's still sooner or later going to have to be done, because I'm not going to throw them away. See if it comes off better that way. Nope. Now you can too, once you get, like on some of these like this, I could actually take this thing and rip it through and pop all the keys off, but then the keys are going to go flying everywhere, and I'll spend 2 years picking them up. So this one, I can tell it's a little bit older one, but it's going to be nice because the rubber is actually on this peel-off sheet. It's not attached to the Mylar itself. So that's going to be a plus. Even though the keys are a little bit more of a pain, it's going to save me a whole step here with having to take the little rubber doohickeys off. You know, everything you take off of it's just a little bit less you don't have to mess with. I mean, and I don't want to, being that I'm burning them, I don't want to burn that plastic. You know, I want to burn as little as I can burn. If it isn't one thing, it's another, though. See, these keys don't want to come off good. I might have got the angle. I'd almost rather have to peel those little rubber things off than mess with stiffer keys. And I believe, as hard as these are, you might not have been able to strip this one off, like I said, by just ripping it like that. Barry, you need to try and figure out a way to put one of these through a hammer mill. I saw was watching your hammer mill video, a couple of them. That's great, but I think that's going to be a lot of work too. And that running it down the shaker table, you're still going to have a bunch of copper in your number ones. I'm trying to see how fast I can do this. I actually paused the camera a minute ago. I want to check it and see how long it took me to do this one. Almost there. I'm going to try and see, just for the heck of it, it'll strip off. I don't think it will. No, not this one. No popping the keys that way. This one you got to take the keys off. But some of them, you can do that like I just showed you. You can just grab this part and just kind of pull it up like that real hard, and it'll just pop the keys right off. I wish I remember which computer this came off of, because this is actually a good keyboard. I mean, these keys, you ain't going to have to worry about losing them if you've got a computer with these keys on it. Almost there, guys, and we'll see what we got. Yeah, them big boys are, desktop keyboards are a lot better to work on than these bad boys. Okay, almost there, and I'll check my time. Couple more. I'm going pretty quick as I can anyway. You also want to be, look at that, come on now. Just slow me down because I'm almost done. Alright, let me see how long that took. That took almost 9 minutes. Almost 9 minutes to get that off. Now, like I said, I'm going to save some time here on this one. Oops, we missed that one. 9 minutes for sure now to strip the keys. That is very nice because I don't have to mess with that. I don't have to take these off. Usually you got to sit there and pull these off. So that just goes in the trash bin. Get up under here, and this one's going to peel right out, which is pretty awesome. This is like this is like a cheese grater. If you ran your hand over that too hard, man, it would just slice you to ribbons. In fact, I might make a cheese grater out of that. That's actually pretty neat, except for all the hair that's on it. You have hairy cheese. I'm not going to worry about separating this one like I did that one. I can already tell by looking at it that this is a tough one. It's going to be burned anyway. So we will just put it in the pile. But that's why you want to burn those. So that was that. That was actually pretty easy. Alright guys, I think I took up enough of your time. I just wanted to show you what I was doing today. I've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14. I got about 22 left to do. So I'm going to go ahead and continue on and get these boogers done. And everybody take care, stay warm. I'm going to get on that silver refine just as soon as I get a little bit of sunshine. I'm hoping we get some soon, because this is getting cabin fever, staying stuck in the house. And everybody take care anyway, stay safe, stay away from the vid, and we'll see you all in the next video.